Hi friends, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to see how to write a class component. So already here the class component is written. So we are removing this entire class component and we are writing from the scratch. So let's get started. So first if you want to write the component in React, first must and should we have to import the React library from the React. For that we need to write the statement called import React from React. So this is the most important thing. So next we need to define the component. So it's already its name says it's a class component. So must we have to use the class keyword and the name of the class. So must follow the name of the class with capital letter. So why? Because we have to differentiate the class component, that means React components, with the HTML elements. So HTML elements follow the small letter syntax. So components must have the follow the capital letter syntax. If you don't write the React component as a capital letter, then JSX treat it as a HTML element. So that's why you must have to write the component name first letter in capital. So after a name, we must have to extend the component class that was defaultly available in React. So why you have to extend the class component? Why? Because we are in the last video we've seen that React components accepts the props as the input and returns the JSX, right? So how you access that input? That input definition was presented in the component class only. So we can access those component those class properties and methods in the child component if you extend that component only. So that's why you need to extend that class component in our uh, writing component. So in every class component must and should extend the component class, then only we can access the props into that class, our written class. So this is the basic structure. So in that we are writing the basic skeleton only. So we have to return the JSX, right? So in the definition only we've seen that it accepts the props as the argument and returns the JSX as the output, right? So for that in class components we need to write a method called render method. So it won't accept any arguments, and in that render method we need to return, and we have to write a one div tag which is a container tag. Anything we written in this element we need to write in this div tag only, in this container tag. If we write outer side of this container tag, then React component will give an error. So in that way only JSX React components accepts the elements. So that's why must and should write the all the HTML tags or React components in the one container element only. So welcome to React, and we need to export this app, our class, to import in another class. Why? Because we are placing this app component in index.js, then only our entire code will be placed into the root element, right? So we've seen that in the folder structure. So if you don't have remember, then go and see the folder structure once again. So our class component implementation is completed. So if you see the output, we have seen that welcome to React. So if you add one more tag, save and look into the browser, getting that also. So if you write outside of this container element, what will happen? I will show you. If you write outside of this container element anything, so then it will show an error. So what it will show, JSX expression must have one parent element. So JSX expression, this all is called as the JS expression, and this must have a one parent element, and all the things that you are written, any HTML elements or React elements, must written in that parent element only. This is how we implement the classes. So we are taking another component. So to call, how we call the one component in another component, we will see that here only. So for that, I'm taking the component name as sample. So file name you can take it in the whatever you want. So first, if you want to write the class component, I already said that you need to import the React from React, and then we need to write the class keyword. Sorry. sample sample ext react.component, and we need to write the render method. In that we need to return it. In that we need to take a one parent element. In that we need to write whatever we want. I am sample component, right? And if you want to place this component in another component, we must has to export it. Default as sample. So this is our sample component, and we are using this sample component in our app component. For that, we need to import that sample component. /sample file, right? So how we call, we use these React components in other components. This is similar to the HTML elements only. With the help of the component class name and empty tag, and we call it this in this way simply. So why I said if I use the component name in single letter, small letter, first letter, so then it will treat it as a HTML element and it throws an error. There is no such type of element is present. So that's why I said whenever you are writing the class components or React components, please make sure that your component name starts with the capital letter. So if you see the output, we'll get the I am sample component, right? So in this way we call the one component in another component. So wherever you want this sample component, you can just simply import that component in that component, and we will call it as simply like an HTML element. So this is about the class component. In the next video we are going to see how to write a functional components. Thank you for watching.